Now that our planning sheet has been completed, it's time for us to go ahead and write our introduction. The introduction is going to begin with a hook or an engagement. This is designed to get the reader interested in the writing and to get the reader to care about the topic. One of the resources that students have in their binder is a page that looks like this, and it's called The Hook, engaging the reader in the beginning of our essays. 5 different types of hooks are described on this sheet. The rhetorical question, which is a question that's not answered and should not be answered in the essay. An example might be, if you could design the perfect friend, what qualities would you choose? Would you want your friend to be a good listener? Or are you looking for someone who loves video games as much as you do? The second example is a global statement. Everyone has someone special in their life. That one person you whisper your deepest secrets to. That one person who comforts you when you're sad and celebrates your triumphs. A global statement, a statement that can apply to anyone. The third one is a scenario. In this case, your engagement is trying to paint a picture in someone's head, make them feel like they're actually experiencing it. Here is an example. Picture this. It's Saturday and you're enjoying a beautiful day at the zoo. Suddenly you notice that the tiger seems to be acting strangely. He's pacing back and forth inside of his enclosure. And so suddenly the reader has a picture in their head of the zoo with the tiger pacing back and forth. The fourth one is called a surprising fact. Now, the fourth and fifth examples of hooks both require text and research. So they can only be used when text and research are available to the writer. But the surprising fact in this case, according to the American Institute for Research, 2.5 million children in our country are homeless. That means 1 in every 30 children in the United States. Chances are someone sitting in your classroom right now does not have a home. A surprising fact. The last one is a quote, and again, this one needs to have text, evidence, and research in order to be accomplished. 16 million kids in America are not getting the food they need. This shocking statistic comes from No Kid Hungry, an organization whose mission is to end childhood hunger in America. So today I want to model for you how to write an introduction, and I'm going to use the plan that I have created for my Chetts Creek Elementary essay on why Chetts Creek is the greatest school on the planet. Now, earlier in our unit, we studied a sample essay, and we created a checklist. We noticed that the introduction begins with an engagement or a hook, which is followed by a sentence for each of the 3 main ideas that are being planned to talk about in the essay, and that it ends with a thesis statement. So I'm going to follow that pattern as I create my own introduction. I've decided that I want to use rhetorical questions. So I'm going to think about the time that we had the insect chef come to Chetts Creek. That was the year that our theme was a recipe for success. Would you eat a fried scorpion? How about a chocolate covered cockroach? And now when I go to write, I've written my 2 sentences for my hook. They're rhetorical questions. I'm not going to answer them. I'm going to just continue now with a sentence for each of my three main ideas. Now, it's pretty simple to do. I've already done the work in my plan, okay? But now, because I've begun my hook with the assemblies, I'm going to do that one first, just because it goes with the hook and it will flow. So I'm just going to copy. Shetts Creek Elementary has incredible assemblies. And now I'm going to go back to my plan. Shetts Creek Elementary has a new theme every year. And one more. Flip back to my plan. Shetts Creek Elementary has a tradition for every grade level. And finally, just as our checklist showed, I'm going to end with my thesis statement. Shetts Creek Elementary is the greatest school on the planet. Okay, so our introduction is done. Let's go back and reread it. Would you eat a fried scorpion? How about a chocolate-covered cockroach? Shetts Creek Elementary has incredible assemblies. Shetts Creek Elementary has a new theme every year. Shetts Creek Elementary has a tradition for every grade level. Shetts Creek Elementary is the greatest school on the planet. Again, notice the pieces and notice the pattern. Beginning with a hook, in this case, 2 rhetorical questions, followed by a main idea sentence for each of the 3 main ideas that support our thesis, and ending with our thesis statement. If the planning sheet has been filled out correctly, most of the work for the introduction is done. A thesis statement has been written, and 3 main idea sentences. The only hard part is to come up with a hook. Once the hook is written, it's very easy to follow the pattern. Copy each of the 3 main idea sentences in your boxes, copy the thesis statement that's in the cloud at the top of your planning sheet, and the introduction is done. Hopefully students will become more at ease with this and they will be able to perform it in autonomy.